Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to week 4 of your 12 weeks of rapid implementation workshop. And as always, I am going to start off with, did anybody have any wins?
We did, and it was actually on our telecom side, and it just stemmed from some of the things that we've learned in the marketing toolkit. This client has been kind of dragging their feet on signing on the dotted line, but yeah, it's about $260,000 worth of phone equipment for 2 new locations. They just got awarded a contract to do some work for NASA. So thank God we're not having to do the work for NASA. So just the telephone.
Got to have space age phones, huh?
He's somewhere. Yes, absolutely.
Cool. That's a big project. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody else with some wins?
I got one.
Yes, sir.
We had 2 actually. So I normally would go into, this is a small financial company. Normally I would just do time materials, but I was able to use some of the, I guess some of the MSP philosophies, use those philosophies. And I know that it's a small $300 a month deal, but I was able to use those sort of ideas to sort of move a monthly thing going forward. I don't think I'm going to see them very much, but I'll be able to make sure that everything's fine for them. And then the second one was a time materials customer that we had for 10 years. I was able to convert them to a $550 a month contract, if you will, and I'll be able to work with them. And the key with them was, I said, how much do you want to do with this? He said, I don't want to do it. I said, perfect. I got the right guy for you. So that worked out good as well.
Awesome. Anybody else with some wins? Yes, sir.
Hey, so we converted 2 new clients this week. They've just actually signed, and that's a total of $10,000 a month in recurring revenue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we've got one support contract, which is a 50 user company that's a charity. And then we've got another company that's a hotel that they want us to go on site 2 days a week for them as well. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's good. And then from the same hotel chain, we've just got an RFP to try and kit out one of their new hotels. And that's potentially like a $300,000 project if we get it.
Wow. Wow.
So things are busy.
Some good big numbers in there. Well done. Anybody else? Anybody else with some wins? Some great wins so far. Nobody else? Okay, so let me get on to sharing my screen. And so the 30-day contest deadline is fast approaching us. It's 23rd of March, which is a Monday. That's just under 2 weeks, 2 weeks yesterday, if my calculations are correct. So are we getting on well with our 30-day checklist? Cross-sell promotions, some people have not done cross-sell. Some people have not done the 9-word email. Target market's been defined by most people, which is good to see. Jim is plowing through USP and X reasons. Testimonials being done. A couple of people got to catch up on some of the testimonials, etc. But we get in there. Anybody having any problems or issues with the 30-day checklist?
I assume we're allowed to go back and make some modifications, like when I did the UPS for this week, or I guess this week's homework, and then I reread it like a day later, I'm like, I want to modify that a little bit. So I'm assuming we're allowed to do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, this is not it's not like an exam and that your final answer is, you know, it's this is real life business. So
Like moving target,
yeah,
right?
I want. You're always going to be tweaking it. It's because whatever you put out as a USP today, your competitors are going to look at and they're going to try and copy that. Okay, so you then got to get one step ahead of them anyway. But if you don't like your USP today, then go and edit it or change it. That's the whole point of today's call is for me to give feedback as well. But by all
Okay.
means, for you to do the same thing. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yes, by all means, you know, continuously tweak and improve things. This is just first go round, but this is your business that we're talking about. So we don't lock anything in stone.
Okay.
Cool. Good question. Okay, so couple of people slipping behind on both the 30-day checklist and the homework. So, you know, you cannot afford to get behind on this. And there's no reason, doesn't matter what size of company you are, because I can do the math to prove that you've got the time to do this stuff. Because if you tell me you don't have the time, and you need to be showing me the revenue that my math tells me that a fully utilized person at this rate will do. Because every time somebody's told me so far, and I go and ask them for their books and financials and are they hitting this number, and they always say no. So it's time management and blocking things off. Most of this stuff can be done in the evenings and weekends. It's important to you and your business, okay? This is the foundations for growing your business. If you want to hit 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 50, $100 million, you've got to do the basics now and get it done. And if you want to change from where you've been for the past few years, which is why we all joined the program, then you've got to do the basics. And literally the 30 and 90-day checklist, if you can do all those and do those consistently, you will grow your business, okay? Chris Hughes, who I think he won our Better Your Best like 3 years ago, 2, 3 years ago, he went from a $2 million company, and it was mostly break fix. So he actually went backwards and then came back up again. He went from a $2 to $6 million company in 3 years, and all he does is everything on the 30 and 90-day checklist. He didn't do anything additional other than what's on the 30 and 90-day checklist. He just did it very, very well and very, very consistently. Okay, and you will grow just by doing those things. Now, obviously, we want you to add more, but doing these is essential to that. So I strongly recommend time blocking. Okay, if you need to spend time on this during the day, block some time off. If you've got an SLA of 1 hour with your tickets, then block off 30 or 45 minutes. Okay, so you can turn email off, not be distracted, work on this, give it 100% for 30 or 45 minutes. And it doesn't matter if a ticket came in at that point because you're in your 1 hour SLA. So then when you finish, you open the app and look at those emails. So start prioritizing what's important for your business. And this is more important than just about anything else. So I want you to block time off. I want you to be doing it in the evenings and the weekends. So anybody that watches TV, Facebook, or any of those things, and don't tell me that you don't have time to do these things, which is going to pay off dividends in the long run. Okay, so please do that, and please shout early if you're having problems. Like I said, I'm seeing a trend already. I've got my eye on people that I think are already struggling based on, this is our 37th rapid implementation workshop. I know what to look for. I know what's happening out there. But if you're not going to reach out and ask for help, I don't really 100% know that you're in trouble. I can only assume by the lack of homework and the lack of checklists getting done that it's not a high priority to you, but I can't help you. So send your emails to coach@technologymarketingtoolkit.com. Okay, and we can help you, or at least let us know on this call, but reach out and let us know that you're having problems. And again, use some of your one-on-one coaching calls. You get 2 per quarter. Okay, one-on-one coaching calls. Use your one-on-one coaching calls if you want some help, or if you want to see, just go back and review everything that we've done over the past few weeks, or if you've got some issue about a particular campaign, or you want help really fine-tuning your USP, something like that, then that's what these one-on-one coaching calls are for. So make use of them, use them up, and that's what we're here. We've got 9 coaches available to you to help you with anything that you need help with. And even if you don't know which one of the coaches to choose, then send an email to coach@ with a quick high level of your problem, and we'll tell you which is the best coach to choose to speak to for that one-on-one. So please reach out. We want to make you successful, but the only way you can be successful is by spending some time on this. Okay, and like I said, I've got the math, and I can prove to you that there's 1 or 2 fundamental problems if you say you don't have the time to do this. You're either not charging enough, or you're trying to make yourself busy by doing stuff that you like to do and not stuff that you should be doing to grow the business, because math never lies, I'm afraid. Okay. So we're on the 30-day checklist. Like I said, we've got till March the 23rd, which is a week next Monday, to get that in. But now we are going to be covering, one quick thing I wanted to cover before I move on, boot camp. Yes, boot camp is still going ahead. But my system, so my session at 10 a.m. till 12 noon on that Wednesday, so be in there for that. You will have covered, drip marketing, just covered, I think, drip marketing. When we come to do the session, so what I do on our weekly calls, on the drip marketing call, is go through everything at a high level. This is what you need to do, who you should send it to, etc., where it all is in the dashboard. What I'm doing in this 2-hour workshop is actually we will be implementing. You will have a print newsletter edited, ready to send to the printers, okay? And the list of people that you want to send to. You will have your cybersecurity emails ready to go out. You will have your monthly blog post up on your site and ready to go out. And you will have a tech tip postcard downloaded, edited, and ready to send to the printers as well at the end of all that. Plus, I'll give you 4 checklists, one for each of those items, so that you've got all the process and the steps and the timing needed to carry on and make that consistent in future. So please be there for that workshop, 10 till 12. And the Math Infusionsoft team, I'll have a couple. I'll have Jeanette and one other will be in my session as well. So if we need any help at that point, but go to their training session in the afternoon, because they're going to pick up where I left off and get those things all correctly configured in Infusionsoft and ready to go onto autopilot. So please make sure that you're there in plenty of time. It's a 10 a.m. start, and because I've got 4 of these to get through, I'm starting on time, and it's going to be tight as it is. So please get there on time, a little bit early. So if you're coming in from the West Coast, Scott, need to come in the night before, like myself, and Debbie will be there anyway. But anyone who's close by, you can probably get in early in the morning, but the rest of us will have to come in the night before. But it's going to be well worth your while, because we're going to put these on autopilot for you as much as we can, or at least give you the processes that you can hire somebody and get them to do it for you.
Hey, Mark, how did you get to this page?
Under Accelerators Club menu, 2020 Bootcamp RSVP. If you've RSVP'd, you will have this message here. If you haven't RSVP'd, then click the attending live and hit the button and take care of that. And if you haven't booked your hotel, or you've forgotten the link or whatever, it's just above the map here, and the agenda for everything. And we wrap up by 11 on the Saturday. Excuse me. So we wrap up by 11 on the Saturday. So you can get a flight and get home Saturday afternoon, evening.
Okay, could you just go over quickly what's going to be on the agenda for Saturday, and is that for everybody, or is that only for some people?
for Saturday is everybody. We have Jocko Wilnick, Navy SEAL. I've got his book here somewhere. Extreme Ownership. He's a Navy SEAL. He's going to be doing awesome. I think he's got 2 sessions, two sort of like 1-hour sessions rather than one long session on the Saturday morning. And then Robin wraps up by, she's going to take over about 10:30ish and do a final wrap up, and everyone gets away from there. But I highly recommend that you hang around for the Jocko Wilnick one. He's a great guy and an awesome book.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so going back to today's call, which was USP and X reasons. So before I get going on this, remember, you all watched the video, you watched Jeff go through it, etc. We did say it's best to start off with some bullet points, as Scott's got here. But there's some things that your USP should answer. First of all, it should be unique to you, okay? Secondly, it should have meaningful specifics. Thirdly, it should have strong appeal to your target market. And finally, it should be defensible before they buy. So those are the 4 criteria I am looking at here. So Scott is saying that he's got cybersecurity expertise. So they're specialists or experts in cybersecurity for the financial services and retail industry. So right straight away, his target market, he's starting to narrow in on that. So a lot of people can't say that that's what they're experts at. And so that already, you know, Scott's honing in on that. He's got 20 years expertise in the WAN resiliency, application visibility, control and carrier management for leaders in your industry. Guaranteed 100% uptime. So this is the defensible before they buy. The only caveat, every time you put something like guaranteed 100% uptime, and Scott knows I'm going to ask him on this because we've done this once before, what happens if you don't? Okay, so what happens if it goes down? Yeah, if you're doing a guarantee, whether it's an SLA, whether it's 30 ring, 3 rings or whatever it is, what happens if you don't achieve it? And if you just say, well, I don't know, then it's not a guarantee. Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark, as like last time we went through it, I got uncomfortable with putting this one, but you challenged me and everybody else, and we went through it, of course, with, under certain conditions, of course, designing the network the way we recommend. If they don't go for the full diverse carrier, the appliances that do the auto failover, all the recommendations that we do for the best practice setup, then that doesn't apply to them. Otherwise, they get credits, and we'll stand behind it. And that's
exactly right. That's what we're looking for. Not everybody. So if your target market or a group of your clients doesn't want 100% uptime because they don't need it, don't value it, or whatever, then you drop that out. And of course, you don't get the warranty either. But those that actually need it and do it, then they've got to pay the additional for it because you've got to put in resilient systems. But at the same time, if you're guaranteeing it, as Scott said, they will get a credit. They will get you've got to have some sort of financial penalty, okay? Otherwise, if it doesn't hurt you, if you don't achieve what you're guaranteeing, then it's not a guarantee. Yeah, and again, although Scott said, there's some caveats around it, he didn't put a little asterisk here, which is what we call the bullshit flag. Okay, as soon as you see that, you know that this is meaningless. Okay, what he's doing, he's taking care of that in his sales presentation and his discovery and when they sign up. He's not putting anything in there. And then if they sign up with him, if they take in all his recommendations in his contract, he'll have the guaranteed uptime clause. And if they don't have it, he's going to delete it and they don't have it in there. But if somebody wants the guaranteed 100% uptime, he's got a financial penalty in there. I used to do the same with SLAs, and what it means is you will set systems up to make sure that that doesn't happen. And yeah, you know, in this particular case, then they've got to pay extra because I got to put redundancy this and redundancy that and dual those in there. But you know, as long as the cost you know, is a better benefit than what happens if it does go down, then you know it's worth it to them, and he's put a penalty in there. I had an SLA in my system. Well, I didn't charge extra for that because it was just part of our operations, but I did put a whole load of systems and workflows and alerts in place when we were getting close to hitting that SLA, because I had a $25 penalty for even going 1 second over our SLA. And so it used to alert me in the last 5 minutes, and you didn't want me to get that alert, because I will take care of it and make sure I am not paying out $25. And so you will put systems in place. If you go to Rackspace, they've got something like their SLA is it is guaranteed to be answered by a tier 2 or higher technician in 3 rings or less. If you go down to their call center, there are red flashing lights, and alarm goes off on the 2nd ring, and people jumping over desks to grab a phone to make sure it gets answered, okay? Because again, they have a penalty, and you're in trouble if that doesn't happen. So they put systems in place, which also makes it harder now, you know, for Scott's competitors to provide that guarantee, because like Scott was the first time around, I don't really want to do that. You know, especially I don't want to put any of my money behind it as a financial penalty. So a lot of your competitors won't do that, and hence that's part of your USP. So
we did the same, Mark, on number 4 also. I put skin in the game with answering the phone, to your point about the Rackspace scenario.
Yeah. And again, see, he's got it here, guaranteed 5-minute response time from 12 hours a day, an answer within 3 rings or less, and a guaranteed 5-minute response time 24/7 after hours, or we'll pay you $50. Perfect again. So those couple of things, I don't know that you need these. I don't know that you need these 3. You want the word guaranteed in here in your USP, Scott, you know, for the live answer again, and put those metrics up here. Yeah.
So the last 3, would you delete those or move them somewhere else?
Move them down. Move them down into your X reasons. They're just not, you don't need them in your USP. The trouble is as well, too many things can start putting people off, or even seem like watering it down, even though it makes you more unique. As soon as I've hit where I'm unique now, that's where I'm gonna leave it at, because I want more of an impact that way. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's clutter, and yeah, and then you're saying would it be best to have guaranteed 100% uptime as the last thing? Shuffle the live answer.
Depends on your. Yes, I would switch them around. Yeah. No, my answer was going to be depends on what your target market values, one higher than the other. But in this case, they would value the live answer above the guaranteed uptime.
Got it.
Yeah. So looking at those 4 things, then, you know, cybersecurity experts for financial and retail industry with 20 years in the business, guaranteed live answering with 5-minute response time after hours, and guaranteed 100% uptime. So that's pretty unique, you know, because not many people, if anybody, will say that, especially in Scott's area. It's got meaningful specifics. There was some 20 years experience. There was the 3 rings or 5 minutes and 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So there's meaningful specifics in there. 100% uptime is another one. It was strong appeal to the target market, because some of the things came from the 33 questions, especially the response. So that's why that one moved up there. And he's gone, you know, really great response in there. And it's defensible before they buy. He's got 2 financial penalties in here if he doesn't hit those. So it's checked all the boxes, okay? And then the feature, we carrier agnostic. So these things need to be switched around a bit, Scott. That's all. Just the order of priority again. Your USP should always be the first items in your X reasons.
Oh, they should be. Gotcha. Follow the same flow. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, if you've got 7 reasons, I might stop at number 4.
Okay.
Okay, I'm good with that. I don't need to read the rest. Yeah. So it's good to have the 7 or the 8 or whatever, but I'm you know, carrier agnostic management, network resilience and security experts, guaranteed 100% uptime, obsessively high touch, proactive support and monitoring. We call you. 1 phone call, 1 bill, 1 team, and profit with a purpose. So, you know, by the time I got to number 5, I was good.
Right. Is it okay to repeat some of the same in the USP? Or is that actually?
Yeah, so I would always lead. The difference is how you use it. So your 7 reasons or your X reasons should have your USP and then some more things. No geek speak.
More meat. Yeah.
Yes. Because if I'm given, like you saw in the example, our USP was also our X reasons. That's one document. Yeah. But on a website, you would put these in your headline on the website. Hey, are you looking for a cybersecurity expert for the financial services and retail industry that has 20 years expertise, live answers the phone within 3 rings and guarantees 100% uptime? Then call me. And then here's the remaining 4 other reasons or 3 other reasons why you should use us. But if I'm putting it in my shock and awe box, I'm putting that 7 reasons why you should use us, again, starting with my USP.
Gotcha. Because it's not in one flow page. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. So it depends where I'm using it, whether I include the USP in the X reasons or not, but they should be in your X reasons, especially if you just given the 7 reasons to use us. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Cool. Okay, James, we've got 6 reasons, but we didn't get a USP. How do this? 20 years experience working with aged care providers, specialists in assisting aged care providers with migrating from paper to digital systems, vendor agnostic, Australian-based IT support team, not a one-man band or offshore help desk, no long-term locked-in contracts, up to date with the latest aged care technology. A major element of the success of the community is the leading edge custom technology designed to ensure residents have freedom of movement. From an IT perspective, a team project manager implement. Yet none of that last paragraph, none of that is relevant to them. It's all talking about bed sensors and RTLS and all sorts of things that they have no clue about. No benefits, no business benefits, so get rid of it. There's no USP as such, but I'm seeing over 20 years experience with working with aged care providers, specialists in assisting migrating from paper to digital, vendor agnostic, Australian based. So going back to, is it unique? It's fairly unique because it's all to do with assisting aged care providers. There might be somebody else out there, but having 20 years experience and based in Australia has narrowed that down even more, and being vendor agnostic. There's probably something missing to make it really unique though. If I went looking, I could probably find somebody that is close to that, because at the moment this seems to be Australia wide. So the chances have somebody else to have 20 years or more experience are high enough that it's not going to be unique, unless he was talking about a local area. Does it have meaningful specifics? Well, the 20 years, yes, and migrating from paper to digital, yes. Does it have a strong relevance to the target market? Well, 20 years with aged care is very strong. Is it defensible before they buy? That's what's missing at the moment on this one. There's nothing defensible really in here before they buy. So I'd be looking at some sort of guarantee to make that one happen. Brian's going to town on his, the $200 on-time SLA guarantee. Perfect.
You guys are all cheap dates.
Yeah. Hey, well, nobody's going to catch up with you, are they?
Nope.
And you're not going to pay out either. I mean, the higher the penalty, the less likely you want to pay out, that you'll put more systems in place. So
We have a workflow that sends out 5 reminders before that actually gets paid out.
I'm exactly the same. Zero-tier support. So that's pretty cool. Strong local team with over 35 years of combined experience supporting small business. Industry-leading help desk, 24/7. Dark web monitoring included with all services. $0 onboarding, flexible tailored to suit, and one-click support. These are pretty good. They need rearranging, Brian, to be in order of importance for your target market, because they aren't going to read all of them. Okay, so I want to get them when they go to the third line and they go, I'm good with this. Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm. So what are the things in here that you've got local team, 35 years of combined experience. We got zero-tier support. You didn't say what your SLA is, and maybe you don't want to. That's fine. But if it's relevant to your target market, that they want a fast or quick or immediate response, I've got to know. You've got to explain what that is. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. A guaranteed, $200 on time, 5-minute response. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Something like that. Okay. And that would move high up the chain. So then I'm looking at, is it unique? It's looking pretty unique at the moment in there, because there's some things in here that nobody else is either. It's not that they're not necessarily doing it, but they're not saying this, like zero-tier support. And $0 onboarding. Sometimes you just got to be the first to say you're doing it, even though lots of other people do it, and put it in a way like, in terms like this. So I love labels. I love making up label names and package names. Which it doesn't matter because it makes it unique. Nobody else can do that because I've trademarked that name. Okay, so nobody else can have that. So I'm looking again, meaningful specifics. There's some in there, the zero-tier, the $200. The $0 onboarding, the 35 years experience, a strong appeal to your target market. Again, looking at some of those, there's a strong appeal to your target market, and defensible before they buy. I mean, you've got the $200 on-time guarantee. The only thing that I would recommend most of you do, if not everybody, do a no questions asked money back guarantee. Now, you don't have to do 1 year like we do, or even the 2 year. You could start off with 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Yeah. But if you do that, again, you're really not going to be paying out. I've never paid out on any of mine, and I give it with software development. Custom software development, I give no questions asked money back guarantees. But the reason, see, that's really defensible. That's reduced the barrier to entry for everybody, because they don't know what it's like. Well, is it worth it, etc. You're going to do your stuff. Now, if you're doing well and you don't have any bugs and they don't have any problems, and you might say that doesn't start till we've done our onboarding phase and get you to our level that we need you at. And then do it, or it does start, but this is the modified SLA for the first X amount of days, while we're cleaning you up, and then you can, then we carry on hitting our normal SLA, but give them that, because that's like a free trial, but you get paid for the free trial. See, there's a big difference between doing I've seen people do like 7-day free trial, 30-day free trial. The trouble is, if you're good, they'll stay on anyway, which is what you're trying to prove to them. Hey, I'm good, you stay on. But they don't start paying until after the free trial. And so you did that work for nothing. Whereas what you do in this way with the money back guarantee is, well, you pay me for all the work I'm doing. And if you don't like it, then I'll give you that money back. But if you stay on, as all our customers do, I've been paid for that work. Okay, so there's a different way around. But none of your competitors, having not been on this course and not talked to other accelerators and producers club, that tell you we advertise this all the time and we don't give it, we don't pay out on it. your competitors are not going to go anywhere near that. Yeah. Now the caveat as well, the other thing with that, so what I did and do with my, my MSP, I did a 90-day money back guarantee, okay? But at the end of the 90 days, I'd already said, it was written in my contract and it was also in my, my presentation. At the end of 90 days, I am going to come and sit with you. We're going to have a QBR because that's part of what we do. And during that QBR, you're going to either say, no, Mark, I'm not happy. Please give me my money back. Or yes, Mark, I'm really happy. Here's a testimonial. And I wrote that in my contract. I want to test. If you're happy after 90 days, that you're staying with me, then I want a testimonial. So I'm building my testimonials that way as well. Okay. So set expectations. Cool. So Greg, 30-day guarantee on whole hardware installs. Mobile computing specialists. Get help now within 30 minutes. You'll be on the road to recovery. Save dollars, proven support, and don't geek speak. So is this unique? I'm saying no. Yeah, I can go and come to boot camp, and I'll get you 50 people that will say this. And I'll get you a few from your city. Okay, it's not strong enough. So first of all, I don't know what your target market is from here. So does it have a strong appeal to your target market? And the answer is no. Yeah. What is your target market?
I was targeting 25 to 50 attorneys.
So there's nothing in here about being law firm specialists.
Yeah.
Expertise, anything to do with their systems, anything to do with their KPIs or frustration. So those 33 questions, those last few, the KPIs or frustrations, they're not being answered here, and going back and answering those. So, and sometimes you've got it here, but you've not put it in a way that makes sense for them. So I know that a lot of lawyers, they need mobile support. Yeah. But you've not put anything about, hey, as a lawyer, you need mobile support. You put mobile computing specialists, and do you have a mobile workforce, or are your employees spread out? You're asking them a question as if, hey, I don't know. Do you see what I mean? It's a lot of this is just rephrasing it better, because you don't want to be asking a question that implies you don't know. It's hard to get a rhetorical question out on text on a website as well, even if you did know that. But you could say, hey, the first thing you say is, hey, we're a we specialize in law firms, and so next thing, mobile workforce specialists. We know that as lawyers, you have to be out and around in the courtroom, etc., and need your laptop working at all time. We've got it, that's all included in our program. So then you get meaningful, specific. What happens about, law firms again? They work weird hours, because you're now allowed to file electronically, and as long as you do it one minute before midnight, it still counts as filing that day. And so they use a few tricks like that in there. So they need support at like 10 o'clock at night. Are you handling that? What's happening there?
Yeah, we haven't had too much of that at this point, but I can see your point there.
Yeah. So you've got to go back and see what they answered in their 33 questions, what their frustrations were, what you could go right. See, you're saying here, save dollars, yeah, but actually what you could be turning is increasing their billable hours, yeah, by the same thing, but not by reallocating their budget, by responding faster, reducing downtime and everything else means you've got more patient billable hours. That's a hot button for them. Yeah. Mm. So go back and look over those things, and go back and look over the testimonials, and they're telling you what you do well there. And just as an aside for anybody, that if you decide to change or rewrite, please, under your particular post, click the reply button. So it's reply. So Greg, if you change this, hit the reply button, post it here, so it'll be underneath, and then I can go and look at which one is the reply, rather than trying to figure out which one of your posts under here is the latest one. So if anybody ever wants to just hit a reply button under their post and let us know, send the email to CoChat, and we'll go and review it for you again. Okay. Cool. Mark, K-12 specific technical support engineers to cover all assets of technology in your school district. Reduce your school district employed technical support costs by 50%. Provide 3- and 5-year detailed K-12 plan. Implement district continuity plan. Manage detail district-wide. Implement and manage cloud applications. E-rate solutions design and bid development. And over 20 years of K-12 specific technical support experience. So we need to change the order on some of these, yeah? Because I had to get all the way down to the bottom to see that it was 20 years, and I knew you had it, but 20 years, that should have been number 1, okay? Because, I'm good with that. Now, the other thing as well with the K through 12, I don't know what the area that you're covering, but how do you have any numbers? We had one guy that also did K-12 stuff, or yeah, it was K-12 or something, and he had over 55% of the schools in the state as his clients. So he had more than everybody else combined, and that's a big USP that I have over 55% of the state schools as clients. Yeah. So
yeah, we're not there yet, but that's a good goal.
But but it could be a large enough number that it's got an impact. Yeah. So you can click on that.
As I listen to you, we actually support, so every year in the state of Wisconsin, they rank the school districts, and 3 of the top 5 are under our support and care.
Well, there you go. That's something 3 of the top 5 schools of 2019 or 20, or even the last 4 years running or 5 years running are our clients. See, that's a great example of like 3 things all 4 things in one go. Just all that one statement is literally can be your USP, because it's 3 out of the 5, so nobody else has got 3 out of 5. The most they could get is 2 out of 5. Okay, so that's pretty unique. 3 out of the top 5, especially for X years running. It's meaningful specifics. It's 3 out of the top 5. It's very strong appeal to the target market. It's defensible before they buy. You've got 3 of the top 5 of your clients, okay? And they know the top 5, and they can pretty, not all the, but those guys, it literally is defensible before they buy. Back that up with a testimonial from those couple of people, and the rest of it is literally irrelevant. You're in one of those situations where, you are almost a tagline.
Right. That's kind of a aha moment for me there. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, who doesn't want to be in the top 5, and you're doing something that makes it worth, easy for them to do that.
Right.
I just lost my screen to share a second. Sorry. I'll get back now. Stay with me. I think I got a dodgy HDMI lead then.
I kind of like this version because I can see everyone on one screen instead of scrolling. Hi, Scott.
Sorry, Debbie, I'm going to mess you.
That's okay. There we go.
Well, technical glitch.
We see it.
I don't. That's the problem. I don't.
Only you knew an IT guy to help you out.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with it. Okay.
Mark can do this with one hand tied behind his back. You got this.
Yeah, I got this. It's easy. Don't you worry. If I move that there, that way, if I need to, I can switch. I've got 3 monitors, so I got another 2 spares if I need to. Okay. So that was a good one, Mark. You'll be there. Jay, USP, we have and continue to do what it takes to keep you running. We have solved problems by pulling our own server out of our office, placing it in a client's office until their new equipment arrive. We go above and beyond to solve problems. We will think outside the box to ensure customer satisfaction. Hands up here, who can say that? How many, I think like everybody can say that. So that's not a USP, yeah? So we've got to go back. We've got to look at, so here's a huge one down here, look. 20 years experience in the medical field is buried down at number 7. All employees are HIPAA certified. So you need to say 100%. I know it's the same as all, but it actually makes a big difference when people are reading. 100, you know, over 20 years experience in the medical field. So experts with over 20 years experience in the medical field, 100% employees HIPAA certified, proven backup and disaster. So we're missing a couple of things that they would want. Meaningful specifics and strong appeal to the target market. Go back to the 33 questions. There's going to be something around response time in there, as well as your experience and certification. You need a good response time for the medical field, and then see if you've got some form of guarantee in there, and that would get you your uniqueness and defensible before they buy. Okay, this is a bit too generic, and like we got 1,200 people coming to boot camp. I can probably get you 800-900 that say all of these 8 things, except for the employees and the medical. So I need to build on those 2 things as your USP. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. They come up the top. These 2, like number 6 and number 7 should be number 1 and number 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Because again, I want to hit them with that straight away. Okay. We are focused on the funeral home industry and the privacy that is demanded from your clients and expected from your prospects. Taking the time to learn your applications and processes so we can be as intrusive
Oops.
as possible.
Non-intrusive.
Yeah, you don't want to be intrusive. So focus is a passive word, a low impact. We are experts or specialists. Yeah. I'm not just focused on it. I live and breathe and sleep this thing. Yeah. So you need a stronger word than that. Taking the time to learn your applications and processes, again, that's not, I mean, you don't want to be learning their applications. That's saying to them that, hey, I'm going to charge you while I figure out what's going on and how you do your stuff and what applicate. If you're the experts in this industry, there's only like 4 line of business applications and you should know them all. Yeah. So you don't want to be saying I'm taking the time to learn anything. You know, we will build a custom solution to meet your business's needs based on our experience and expertise. with the you know, the applications, and you can throw in such as line of business app name 1 and 2. Yeah. But again, I'm not. I've got things in here, 60 seconds average answer time, that are not in the USP. Okay. 24/7, 365, 67 average answer time is one. Yeah. That's not the highest one. You know, we are specialists in the funeral home industry. How many years can you say? If you, or how many clients or things like that. Privacy and discretion for both you and your clients guaranteed. Yeah. And then, you know, the 24/7, 365, 60 day, and you need some sort of defensible before they buy guarantee in there as well. Yeah. Cool. Okay, Jeff, USP, specialize in integrating technology solutions with your organization's business process, 20 years experience helping clients increase productivity and reduce downtime, full range of solutions covering communication, collaboration, contact center solutions, Mitel exclusive Go partner. So you need to specify the target market in here. Okay. Even though you sort of implying it, you literally do have to spell it out. You know, so it stands out to them. Hey, you're talking to me.
Yeah, that's the tough part I'm pretty much having on this end over here in terms of having a specific target market industry, because we have, being that we have, like where I mentioned in the USP about being a Mitel exclusive Gold partner, all our clients pretty much have a phone install with us with voice and collaboration tools. So since it's a particular product that can be delivered and installed anywhere, our reps, our sales reps are covering lots of different industries. So we have reps today that are covering meeting with a hospitality client, a healthcare client, an education customer, in the sports industry, because it's a lot of it is phone installs. So that's kind of why at the current moment I left out saying, oh, it's specific to, you know, property management or specific to education, so forth.
Right.
Because of this, you know.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from. So how are you, are you providing managed services then? You're providing everything, yeah?
We're pretty much, yeah, providing everything, but the target market that I'm kind of looking at it right now is with, I know all our customer base pretty much has like a Mitel phone install with us. So what I'm trying to target right now is we're making a push for the other, you know, we're trying to come across as a technology solutions provider, a trusted solutions provider, and we're having more partnerships now with other companies where we're being able to offer other collaboration, cloud, cybersecurity, SD-WAN, and other solutions. So I'm kind of look at it as taking our existing client base, and I almost want to say my target audience is our existing customers that I know do not have cybersecurity services solutions or a cloud solution.
Yeah, but that's not what this is about.
Yeah.
Okay, but
no, I understand exactly.
Where I can see you go in here, and from what you're saying is that you provide, and you've got, you are specialists in with over 20 years experience in providing communication and collaboration technologies to large businesses such as call centers, this one and that one. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of getting into the solutions. That's why number 1 and 2 and number 1 and number 2 on the reasons was like I was kind of trying to make a point where we're covering all sizes, whether you're a small business or a large business, and you know how. Yeah. So it's kind of like a work in progress here on this.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with your USP.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would like on your USP, and you might not have it now, but start focusing on that, is can you get metrics around that?
Okay.
Increase productivity and reduce downtime. That is going to make you really unique, okay?
Right.
Because that's what most people want. They want to increase productivity, and you're providing collaboration, communication, and technologies to increase productivity and reduce downtime. I'd like to say increase productivity between 18 to 22.5%.
Gotcha.
Like that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's why, no, I'll see if I can get some of those metrics to incorporate as
Yeah.
well too. And that was kind of why I was trying to leave out one specific industry in the USP or in the 7 regions and trying to isolate it to say, you know, I don't want to use one word as hospitality or healthcare or education because
No.
our reps have been covering lots of different industries,
Yeah.
and that was the tough part I was struggling with here. But yeah.
you're don't forget a target market, or you know, it can be horizontal, which is what you're doing, which is communication and collaboration across a wider range of industries. That's
Yep.
what you're specializing in. Increasing productivity by, you know, putting in industry best practice or high quality communication and collaboration technologies.
Yep.
For businesses.
Oh.
That's what you're, with over 20 years experience in that. Yeah. And I just need if I can have some ranges of that productivity increase, yeah, and B, a testimonial with a couple of those things in there. There's the defensible before they buy, as well as strong appeal and meaningful specifics, all in one go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
The rest of it is good. Eric, we specialize in managing your dental technology through deliberate and state-of-the-art security solutions and enhance your productivity and enable your office to increase profitability. Again, start gathering, I know this is brand new for you, but start gathering metrics early on this, okay? So you can say that. Our company has been providing IT solutions for government and commercial businesses for over 20 years. So I wouldn't deviate, you've gone away from dentists all the way to government again. Just say you've got over 20 years experience. Yeah.
Okay.
Together we achieve mandated security compliance, protect your systems from vulnerabilities, and maintain computer systems. See, the problem with all this is when you're trying to put it all in nice fancy words in a paragraph, I've lost the meaning. Yeah. I've had to read all sorts of stuff, and I've forgotten what was going on in the first bit because it's all things, whereas you look at Jeff's here, bang, 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 bang. Got it. Yeah. I have to read through and pull it apart and all sorts of, just to get the information. That's why we said try and do it in bullet point first. If you start off in bullet points, you can add to it later on or try and fancy it up. But I've sort of got that you specialize in dentists, you do cybersecurity and compliance for them, you've got 20 years experience, and you've got some VCIO. Yeah. So I'm getting down here is way better than your USP. Dental technology experts. So you just want to say, you know, with over 20 years experience. You're not necessarily saying experience in dental, you just got 20 years experience. 30 minutes or less response time guaranteed. What happens if not? Yeah. You need to say that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So our partnerships and experience. So experience, you know, and you can put that experience back up with the technology experts and put the OptiDental, etc. In that area. You're still missing some stuff for the dentists. Yeah. Why should a dentist choose you? Because they don't care about VoIP. Most people are offering a flat fee and a one-stop shop. Yeah. So you've got business and backup guarantee that works, but again, you're not guaranteeing it. And is that important to them?
Absolutely. Yeah, they definitely depend on that for their livelihood. So.
Yeah, but you haven't spelled that out for them. You're asking them to make the leap, and they've forgotten. why they haven't tied that into losing their license because of the medical laws of retention, etc. Okay, so you've got to spell it out for them. Yeah. So quick bit of rework on that one. You should be okay. So Aaron, we are focusing on working on specialized healthcare practices. We offer proactive network solutions, which means we prevent network breaches, use encryption and disk drive security in order to keep business running smoothly and increase overall profitability and productivity. We also offer mobile device management. So should a provider need device remotely erased, we offer the software to handle that immediately. In addition, we hold CHSMP certification and offer assistance in securing EHR and EMR systems. You've gone into too many things. I mean, the number of providers that actually need a device remotely erased must be in the, you know, like the 1%, 2% range. Very few over. So it's not a US. When I say it's not a USP, it's not a meaningful, specific, or a strong appeal to them. It's well, yeah, maybe that happens, and we can handle it. So, you know, we need to get a lot more. You know, so first of all, again, you know, I get the CHSMP certification right at the very end, and there's not many that have. Now I don't know what it is. So, but I'm assuming, as you're mentioning, it's quite important or relevant to them. So I would have that, you know, high up. But again, I go for the bullet points rather than these paragraphs where I've got to extract everything out of it, and I'm losing. You know, we specialist in healthcare, specialized healthcare practices, such as, you know, a couple of others with X amount of years experience. We specialize in securing your you know, cybersecurity and prevention of breaches, and a couple of other things. You know, you've got $5 million cyber insurance. That should be in your USP.
Okay.
Some people offer it, but not often as much as 5 million. You know, I see a lot of people doing $1 million or 2 million. So that with a few other things will help you there. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm still looking for some defensible before they buy. I mean, cyber insurance is okay to go, that ties in with your cyber security, but what about some of the other things? What if they're not happy with it? There's nothing about response time and some other things in here that is important to those people. Going back again to the 33 questions, their frustrations, etc. You know, we were seeing things across the board of response time, honesty, trustworthy, all those things, and they can be, you know, trusted by you know, by clients for over 15 years, etc. Our longest client's been with us for X amount of years. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Gary, responsive IT systems management and support your staff can trust and depend on. We help you tame any network computer issues quickly and provide management to keep your business productive. Again, how many people can say this? And I would expect everybody's hands to go up again. So it's not unique anywhere at all. We take a personal approach to your IT systems. So does everybody. Extensive experience since 1996. So now we've got a good one, except one thing, if you put in dates in, don't make me do the math, because 99, I've got to take my shoes and socks off to do the math now.
It's simple math.
So, you know, put in the year, over 30 years, or, you know, 32 years, or whatever it is. It's a nice big number. Now you can put in brackets, you know, in parentheses, 1996, but give them the exact time. Don't make me work it out.
Okay.
On that one. Okay. So I still don't know who's your target market.
We're broad, but I've decided on accountants.
Okay. So
sorry, legal. Excuse me.
Legal. Okay. So again, there's a whole load of things that legal need that you're not addressing. I mean, we're going back to responsive. You know, how quickly are you responding? How many are you answering your phones? Is it 24/7 or what is it? There's no meaningful specifics other than your experience. There's no strong appeal to the target market. There's no uniqueness, and there's no defensible before they buy. So you've got to go back and revisit those testimonials and back and revisit the 33 questions, especially around those frustrations and KPIs, etc. And they'll start giving you some things that you need to do. And just because you're not doing them today doesn't mean to say you can't start doing them tomorrow. Yeah.
The testimonials were really strong on responsive, so I've tried to use that.
So, yeah. So work out what your response time is now and put a guarantee around it, as you saw earlier on.
Okay.
Because they obviously like your response time. If they're putting that in the testimonials, you see, there's the defensible before they buy, because whatever you send the X reasons or USP out with there's always the testimonials back in that app. You know, if you put it in your shock and awe box, you're going to put the X reasons and the testimonial booklet in there. If it's on your website on the home page, you've got the testimonials back in that app down there. So they're the part that can be defensible before they buy, when you're saying, hey, we got really great response time, but you've got to give it a time. And it doesn't really matter what it works out to be, because your clients are happy with that time that you're doing now. Okay. Cool. Preston, partnering with ECS IT, you will receive proactive expert attention to your systems, as well as ongoing for all your technology. We'll customize support plan tailored to your need for all your operating system computer. No more internal management. And again, everybody in this room can say that. Yeah. So again, we don't have that. Is unique. IT strategy success partner. We support all our clients with a dedicated team. Our team have years of real life, no geek speak, no long-term contracts, 100% no small print satisfaction guarantee. So that one we got there, no nickel and diamond. But again, who's your target market on this? They on the call?
Yeah, Preston's not, but Dee Dee is. Let me see. There's, oh, I'm on.
Yes,
okay,
right now it's our target market is attorneys.
Attorneys. So again, just going, they won't respond. There's nothing here that says, I'm the expert in law firms and attorneys. I have, with Needles and Clio and all those things that we give outside of normal hours support, because you work late at night, etc. We give the mobile.
We try not to admit all that.
I'll about all the software, because I'm familiar with that.
Cool. So just make it stronger, okay? Because at the moment, this is not unique, and we need that outbound message to say, because again, every attorney is saying, why should I choose you over everybody else? Because they're all trying to get them, including the kind I've currently got. And you're not giving a very good reason other than price. Yeah. There's nothing in here that you have 15 years experience working with attorneys, that they want to increase their billable hours. You can help them by doing that. And, you can do the mobile support for when they're in court. All those things you can say, which will really say, okay, yeah, you guys know what attorneys need. You do specialize in them. Yeah.
Okay. I understand.
Perfect. Cool.
All right, thanks.
Okay, Mirari. IT pros management has the expertise you need to stop worrying about your business or non-profit infrastructure. Other business owners and non-profit executives rely on us to keep their environment. With 30 years combined technical service experience, our team lets you focus on the business goals, increased in productivity, and count on guaranteed cybersecurity solutions. 60 minutes or less response time, peace of mind, reputable. So again, I've got a date. I need, you can, over 9 years or almost 10 years, experienced team on their friendly customer service, strategy focus, one-stop shop. We don't use technology, guarantee you'll be satisfied. satisfaction with our services is 100% guaranteed. What happens if I'm not satisfied?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's not 100% guaranteed. It's just a hope that you like it, and if you don't, oh well. Yeah. So, but I'm not being funny, but to the customer, you're not saying, and so I'll give you this or I'll give you that. Again, back to some bullet points. There's a couple of things in there. We specialize in, I'm looking at probably non-profits. Yeah, we with over X amount of years experience, we can reduce your costs by using appropriate licensing and vendors that specialize in the non-profit industry. So a lot of people don't know about TechSoup and things like that. They don't know about Google's programs and Microsoft programs and licensing for all these things. So, they might be paying retail prices. I've been to non-profits that, they go to Walmart to buy Microsoft Office or things like that, when you can get them better things, cheaper hardware, cheaper, Dell, everybody has these programs for them. So you can put that, you're reducing their costs to do that. I know everything a non-profit needs. Can you help with their grants or anything like that? But again, it needs to be, you've got 30 years experience, that's fine. You've got a money back guarantee once we spelt it out here. And that way, then you've got something that is a USP that would be unique for you. Yeah.
Mark, this is where we're still confused because back to going to we are trying to focus more on the healthcare part of it now, since that's like.
Okay, so do one for the healthcare. Post under here, post a reply under here. What are you going to do for healthcare? Okay, yeah. So what?
This is based on what we were doing, but we want to switch it to what we're going to start doing, and that's when we're stuck. Maybe I'll schedule a one-on-one. Because this is
schedule a one-on-one. Yeah, do that, and we'll work through that. More than happy to do that with you. But yeah, we want the new one, especially on your new website. We want that one out there and in the marketing, especially if you're going to be sending aspirin campaigns to healthcare people. Then we need to have everything on that message about healthcare and why choose you over everyone else. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So do a one-on-one, and we'll work through that easily.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. So Jim's cheated.
I cheated, kind of.
I don't.
Well,
this is what happens when you go through.
I couldn't get my head around this. I think I just was too close to it, but from the conversations that we've had so far today, it kind of clicked into place. So I put some stuff together for our target market and stuck it down there.
You can, I mean, the USP, there's too much, but I can see a lot of things can be combined. Yeah. So things like we are cybersecurity experts for privately owned medical offices, over 12 years experience, supporting things like Allscripts, etc. So I combined those two. I could possibly even combine those three into one. Live person answering the phone, response, live person answering the phone with whatever, and cybersecurity awareness training, HIPAA certification, and cybersecurity insurance all included. So there's a couple of massages that need to go on there. I need a little bit more metrics, back to the meaningful specifics on there. I've got the 12 years experience. Obviously, your response time, you're going to put a metric in there. But try and get some more metrics, and we should be in there, and some guarantees in there as well. You've got you've got your cybersecurity, cyber breach insurance. How much is it?
Yeah, it's actually item number 8 up top.
Oh, 5 million.
The original post.
There you go. Okay. Yep. Cool.
So you're asking for metrics, but what metrics are you looking for?
Meaningful specifics. wherever possible, gather metrics if you're not doing it now, but meaningful specifics. You've got response time guarantee, and to be determined. So what is that? Is it 24/7, 365? Is it a 8 by 5? Or what is it? And is it 30 minutes? Is it 20 minutes? Is it an hour and a half? What is it in there as well?
Right. Well, that's also kind of item number 3 up there. We generally, I think our average response time is 15 minutes across the board.
Okay. So as long as your clients are happy with that, and then that's fine. If they saying, hey, we'd like it to be a bit quicker, then work on getting it to 10 and then to 5. Yeah. But then put that, put a guarantee around that. As we were saying earlier, Brian's done a $200 guarantee around that. I'll make sure that he gets those phones answered in time, trust me, or the response down there. So put some guarantees around there. There's your meaningful specifics. There's your defensible before they buy and a strong appeal.
Okay.
Cool. Good rework.
Thanks.
Victoria's cheating as well. It's not cheating, that's the whole point. So, a healthcare specialist with over 120 healthcare clients. Awesome. Yeah. Not so much this one. That's pretty much a given these days, especially if you're a professional company. You're not a used car salesman, so everybody expects that. It's not really a USP. You could put it in your X reasons, but not necessarily in your USP. It's not a strong enough selling point. We save clients time by implementing ERP solutions to prevent manual data entry. ERP in medical?
Emily? Yes, ERP still is part of medical. It's what they usually run the traditional GL and everything off of. A lot of your medical practice software does not have that section in there. So we're able to take a regular ERP solution like Microsoft Dynamics GP or a Sage product and be able to integrate the two systems so that they can have a comprehensive reporting.
Cool. I've got to figure a way of saying that because it's not saving time by implementing. It's specialists in implementing ERP solutions, not to prevent manual entry, to improve something, and not saving time and not manual. The end result is they've got more accurate figure. They've got something better for their business, and I don't quite know what that is. But that's the reason that they implement it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a bridge, if you want to put it that way, that's built between different applications where they don't have to enter data twice.
Cool. I'm more than happy. Yeah, and I know that's part of it, but there's an overall benefit because increased productivity, increased accurate data. There's a couple of things more than just saving you some time and manual data entry, because they aren't grasping. If you said, hey, save you a bit of time manual data entry, they go, oh well, I just typed 4 things in. It only takes me 30 seconds.
Okay.
Would integration be a good word?
What? Sorry.
Integration or integrated?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they're implementing ERP solutions, but it's to provide more accurate data and a couple of other KPI improvements in there that you want in there.
And we used that word up above, but we're struggling with this a little bit. So.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I would delete this middle one. We're healthcare specialists. I'd like to have years of experience or combined experience. The over 120 healthcare clients is huge. Okay, that's a big number. That's a big impact. That's defensible before they buy. That is pretty unique. There's not that many people that can say that. And then with the ERP systems, you can pretty much forget the response times and all. I have the response times possibly in my reasons just to let them know I've got a good fast response. But having 120 healthcare clients, having this experience and being specialists in implementing this ERP stuff is unique in itself, and you know, a very good reason to move to you guys above everyone else. So I just don't need to have I don't care about the products and services. You can move that down in your X reasons. It's not my USP. This is my USP. And just having the years of experience in there with these other two things, and just giving them the better benefit rather than saving time for this ERP solution. And you've got it there. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, Mark is South Wisconsin cybersecurity IT compliance experts for professional services firms, over 50 years of combined experience. The security-first approach ensures the stability of your business in a challenging landscape of evolving cyber threats and government regulation. Let us help you secure your business from cyber threats and regulatory liability so you can stay focused on your customers. So, I mean, we're back to a paragraph, but it's sort of almost like a bullet point one. So we've got IT, cybersecurity and IT compliance experts for professional services firms with over 50 years of combined experience. We ensure the stability and from cyber threats and regulation. I need a defensible before they buy. I need a guarantee in there somewhere, Mark. Cyber security and preferably some sort of compliance type guarantee. You know, like the tax people. You know, if you get an audit, if you've done your taxes with me and you get an audit, we'll do the audit with you type deal. Sure. If you get a compliance audit, we'll do that with you. Okay. Just factor that into your fees. Okay.
Yeah.
And something like that, and that really would be the defensible before they buy, and then you got your good USP there. Okay. Everything else is good. I just need that defensible, and something like these. If you're doing regulation, etc., you're giving them the breach insurance and yes, you know, audit assist. Yeah, threefold audit assist. Or cyber audit assist, you know, compliancy assist, whatever you want to call it, but just like H&R Block and those guys do, you can do the same thing. I mean, very rarely is it going to happen? And if it does happen, whether you were charging it or not, you'd want to be involved in that because it could come back on you anyway. So you might as well turn it into a positive in your USP.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. 99% retention rate is another perfect good thing to do there. You might even want to put that in your USP.
Okay.
Okay. Everything else, compliance experts, all those things, documentation, etc. You've got those to fall back on. So if somebody gets close to get into your USP, you've got a couple of things like the documentation and a few other things that you can pull into your USP if you need to, but otherwise keep it down in the X reasons for now.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, I've got Greg and Dan left to do. Target markets, independent medical offices, USP, responsive IT support from a team of local IT at 24/7, 365 for our clients. We'll live answer calls, get a service plan in place within minutes to get you back to being productive. We fix the problems others can't do, and we'll do it within the first 30 days of you becoming our customer. No long-term contracts, no excessive initiation fees. We make IT easier to our customer. So again, I'm not getting a lot for the medical side of things here. So go back to the 33 questions. We're looking at response time. So we've got your response time, but I want some sort of guarantee around it again. How many years experience with medical practices, and what other things what other benefits can you bring for a medical practice that they will, because this started off, you know, we started off with medical practices that don't have IT in this area, but then it didn't pan out in the USP at all. There's not a lot of things in here that that medical people are screaming out for. It doesn't have strong appeal to your target market. It's got a couple of meaningful specifics. It's not defensible again before they buy, and not really being unique either. Okay, so have a tweak on that one again. There's a couple of things in here that you could possibly use, but I think going back to the 33 questions.
Okay.
So Dan's got 6 reasons to choose your new JIT solutions. Senior engineer assigned to every customer to make sure the job gets done first time and every time. Leading your team. Decades of experience in the financial services, restaurants, and many other businesses. Competitive pricing, amazing, and innovative solutions, and a peace of mind guarantee or a month free service so you can focus on your business. So there's one defensible before they buy. Over 25 years, and sort of cloud migrations. The thing is here, I don't know who the target market is. It appears to be financial services, restaurants, and many other businesses. So you can't have the same USP apply to all those because it gets so watered down. That's why we went back in the very beginning on target market. We spent so long on target market saying pick one, okay? And once you pick one, depending on how big your business is, etc., then you can start paralleling that. But you see, at the moment, so every single target market that you pick, you need a USP for that target market because they have different KPIs, they have different frustrations, they have different needs, they have different everything. So at the moment, this again is not really unique, other than you've got a lot of experience in a few industries, but there's not anything unique in there. And even if I go down, I think these are not USPs. These are just some of the things that you can do to help them, which may or may not be relevant. But again, I'm not seeing anything in here with meaningful specifics, strong appeal to the target market. I've got some good metrics in there, like over 25 years experience, done some Fortune 50 stuff, but not anything with strong appeal to the target market and defensible before they buy. So we need to A, figure out what our target market is, and then B, work on the USP for that target market.
Okay, thanks, Mark.
Cool. Okay, so like I said before, if you're going to rework yours, as you've seen Jim do, hit that reply and tidy it up. If you want to use one of your one-on-ones, you know, again, by all means, schedule one with me or somebody else on our team, Jeff, Rich, whoever it is that you want to. But these were a good start. These were a really good start. You know, go back over those 33 questions, go back over your testimonials and fine tune them. I can see that a lot of people did. Put some of that, put some financial penalties in there where you're guaranteeing something, put a penalty in there, okay? A penalty to use. That will make sure it gets done and not anything else. So do all those. For those of you, there's still a few people that we did not have homework put in. We've got a lot that you know are behind. I've seen testimonials missing. I've seen target market worksheets. You've got to get these done because at the moment your situation's not going to change compared to what it was before you started the course. If you're not willing to put the time in to do this, we're trying to help you. We're trying to give you feedback. We're trying to help you grow your company and hit the goals that you want, but you've got to put some time in as well and get these things done. You've got to do the homework So make sure you get those done. Next week, homework, websites. Okay.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, sure.
So I had the flu last week or 2 weeks ago, and so I missed one of the calls, and I did the homework. I just didn't go back and post it on the thread. If I finished it, do you want me to go back and post it on the thread? I checked it off on the 30-day checklist.
Yeah, post it on the thread, but then send an email to CoChat, and then
Okay.
we'll go back and look at it. It's nice to keep it posted on the thread rather than
Okay.
just send it in the email, and purely because other people will go back over time and go through all this, and you will too. In a, you know, it might be 3 months' time. You go, oh, I need a quick refresher on testimonials again. Let me go back and watch the call and see what everyone posted. So it's nice to keep it all in that one place, but we don't get all the alerts or go through, you know, whether somebody wants it reviewed or not. So just send an email to CoChat, excuse me, and you know we'll then go and have a look at it and give you some feedback on that. So by all means, update anything, hit the reply in the thread, and then just let us know through the CoChat, and we'll go and look at it, review it. Like I said, we want you to be successful. As I was saying to Kelly, this is not like an exam question where this is your final answer. I want it tweaked, I want it improved, I want it refined over time. Because this is going on your website, it's going in your shock and awe box. It's what you're actually going to be speaking to prospects about. So, you know, it's a continuous improvement and keep improving it. And we'll help wherever we can to help you improve it and give you that feedback. So these X reasons were not your that's it, up and done. Go back and, you know, play the call again and tweak them and fine tune them.
Thank you.
Websites. So first of all, watch the online marketing checklist tutorial. Barry's recorded the video. The link is here. And then post your website URL as the comment by Friday the 13th. And lucky for some, what a great month this is, isn't it? I mean, we've had everything, including Friday the 13th. If you are using our Done For You web service and your new website is still a work in progress and not live yet, post that one, okay? It'll be something like your domain.actionthemes.com, or if you've got your own web guys doing it, post your work in progress one, okay? It doesn't matter that it's not finished. We're trying to give you feedback as you're going along. So if you're working on a new site, whether it's through us or whether your guys, don't give us your old URL if that's going to be scrapped. Give us the one that you're working on. It doesn't matter that it's not finished yet, but give us the one that you're working on. But now we've done that USP and X reasons, you can also start getting them to work those into the headline, your USP in the headline. You know, so in Scott's case, it could be, are you looking for a cybersecurity expert with over 20 years expertise in the financial and services and retail industry that can give you a guaranteed 100% uptime and have a live person answering the calls, etc. Yeah, have that as your headline in there, and then have your X reasons underneath. Post those through to Vertical or Pronto or whoever's doing your site, but still post the URL now. And by Friday at least, but I want your working ones, okay? So go through the online marketing checklist and start creating those. So make sure you start working on this checklist with your website. There's some do's and don'ts in there. There's some Google Analytics setup and things to do in there as well. So go through the checklist as well, but then post your URL, and Jeff and I will cover those on the call next week. So please do them by the end of day on Friday, because we do work through the weekends going through these. As you can see with the USP and with websites, we have quite a lot to cover. So we'd like to get a head start on that and get through those. And we do have another group, the Rapid 37 Wednesday people as well. So we got to get through those at the same time. So we got a lot to get done. So please get them in on time. Any questions? Okay, then I will say thank you, everybody, for your time and attention. So we will see you on the call next week.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, everyone.